Machiavellian. It is one of the darkest insults in the English language. It means you are manipulative, deceptive, cold, and willing to stab anyone in the back to get what you want. But the guy who started it all, Niccolò Machiavelli, he wasn't an evil tyrant. He was actually a failed middle manager trying to get his job back. Today we are diving into The Prince. Is it a handbook for evil, a satire? Or is it simply the most honest book about power ever written? Let's find out. To understand the book, you have to understand the mess it was written in. Renaissance Italy wasn't just Michelangelo painting ceilings, it was a war zone. Florence was chaos. Machiavelli was a diplomat for the Republic of Florence. But when the powerful Medici family took over, Machiavelli wasn't just fired. He was imprisoned, tortured, and exiled to a farm. Bored out of his mind and desperate to return to politics, he wrote a little pamphlet. He dedicated it to Lorenzo de' Medici. Essentially, The Prince was a job application. He was saying, "Hey, I know how politics works, please hire me." So what did he actually say that made the world so angry? Before Machiavelli, philosophers like Plato and Aristotle wrote about how kings should behave. They should be virtuous, kind, and Christian. Machiavelli threw that in the trash. He introduced realpolitik. He didn't care about the world as it should be, but as it is. Here are the 3 biggest takeaways. Point 1, the fox and the lion. Machiavelli says a ruler needs 2 personalities. You need to be the lion to scare off the wolves, using brute force. But you also need to be the fox to spot the traps, using cunning and deception. If you're only the lion, you're not smart enough. If you're only the fox, you're not strong enough. Point 2, better to be feared than loved. This is the most famous line, but people always cut off the end of the quote. Machiavelli says it is best to be both, but since that's rare, it is safer to be feared. However, he explicitly says a prince must avoid being hated. Fear keeps people in line. Hatred causes revolutions. You can kill a man's father, but don't take his property. People get over death, but they never get over losing their money. Point 3, the ends justify the means, sort of. Machiavelli argues that if your goal is to keep the state stable and the people safe, you are allowed to do immoral things. Lying, breaking promises, even violence, these are tools. If you are too good in a world of bad people, you will be destroyed. This brings us to the big question. Was Machiavelli evil? Most historians today say no. He wasn't teaching people how to be bad. He was teaching them how to be effective. He believed that a weak leader leads to chaos, and chaos leads to suffering for everyone. Sometimes a cruel decision that restores order is actually more merciful than a kind decision that lets crime run rampant. He ripped the mask off of power. He showed us the ugly mechanics of how governments actually function, not how we wish they functioned. The Prince is a mirror. If you read it and see a guide to being a tyrant, maybe that says something about you. But if you read it and see a guide to surviving a chaotic world, you might just be a realist. Machiavelli never got his job back, but 500 years later, we're still talking about him. So who really won?